Hi, good morning. This is Jeannie from Trendy Tree, and the warehouse is still real busy today, so I am coming to you live from my home. And I know that there's a little bit of an echo in this room. This is my craft room, but that's what we've got today. So what I thought I would do is I need to decorate my lantern for fall. Now, I like this kind of lantern because it's mostly just wood, glass, and metal. And anything that you put on the inside, you know, it shows up very well. And of course right now I've just got this is like a 12-inch battery candle, and it has a remote, and I've been using the same candle for a while. But you can always, you know, for fall, a nice thing to put in your lantern is, you know, some pine cones or some of those moss balls. And sometimes I like to just put like a strand of some battery lights in there. So I hope you can see me and hear me okay. I've got my iPad in front of me here, so if you see me look down, I'll be trying to read the comments if I can. I don't see any comments right now, so I don't know if if they'll show up or not. If you can see me and hear me okay, just, you know, try to give me a thumbs up or something, and maybe a comment will pop up. So I can see that there are some people watching. Let's see, just give me a second and maybe let me pull it up on my phone and just make sure that it's working okay. And just give me 1 second. But if you're here, we appreciate it if you'll share our link with your friends and, you know, tell us where you're from, and we will get started. Carrie may drop in. I don't know if she's going to be able to break away from the warehouse or not. And, you know, sorry, let me tell us where you're from. Oh, and let me get that volume. I'm sorry. Let me get the volume turned down. Okay, sorry. Okay, I see the comments on my phone, so they're not going to flash up on my iPad. So anyway, thank you for dropping in. And I picked out some things from the warehouse. I see we got some first-time viewers, and we appreciate that so much. If you're not familiar with Trendy Tree, Trendy Tree is my daughter Carrie and David, my son-in-law's website. And they sell all sorts of wreath making supplies. It's trendytree.com. They sell deco mesh, wreath forms, ribbons, signs, kits, florals, and all kinds of seasonal decorations, along with collectible Christmas ornaments. And before I get started, okay, I can see some comments now. I just can't read them from here. I don't know how. It's hard to find a happy medium where you can do a live video and still read the comments. So anyway, one thing that I wanted to mention before I get started is Carrie has a new phone number that you can text, and she can send you text messages back. Now, this is a messaging service, but if you send a text, just say hello or hi to 662, oh my gosh, Carrie, I have forgotten the number. Maybe she'll pop in, and maybe if she's watching, she'll drop in and text you. I don't want to give it to you wrong. I should have written it down, but anyway, I'll come back at the end of the live and post it. If Carrie's watching, maybe she can post it. But anyway, it's a number that you can send a text to, and when you do, you'll get a response back that says, hey, you know, it's a message from Carrie, and then there's a link. If you go to that link and, you know, accept whether or not you would like to receive text from Trendy Tree, then, you know, you can accept it there. So maybe she'll drop in a minute. Maybe she'll watch and she'll give you that number. I don't want to give it to you wrong. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to give it to you wrong. Sherry, thank you, Sherry. Sherry says it is 662-200-4441. I thought that's what it was, but I just didn't want to say. So thank you very much for that. But anyway, now this will not take the place of messages that you get from the website. Like if you place an order, you get a confirmation email, and when that order is shipped, you get a confirmation saying your order has shipped with a tracking number and all. So it doesn't take the place of that. This will just be like an extra communication that we will have, a way to send you a notice about maybe a new shipment has come in, or maybe we got something for sale, or we got an event coming up. Or if you have a question, and you just need to text Carrie and say, hey, have y'all got that poly burlap in yet, or something like that, then she can answer that really very quickly. So, and we also hope that we've got several people already signed up for it. We also hope that in a few days we're going to kind of send out a survey and find out, are you mainly interested in wreath supplies? And maybe you don't care anything about ornaments. Maybe you're just interested in wreath supplies. Or maybe you're just interested in silk florals. Or maybe you're just interested in collectible ornaments. So we're going to try to, put you in a group so that we won't be sending you information that you're not interested in. Okay? All right, so thank you for watching. So I brought several things from the warehouse today. I'm not sure, I don't think I'm going to use this even after I brought it, but I like this sunflower bundle, and the number on it is, it's called a sunflower cattail spray, and the number is 56476 OR. It's just really pretty. It's got some sunflowers, and it's got these little beaded things here. I guess that's what they're calling cattails. To me, cattail is a brown thing. So, anyway, but that's what that's called. My mantle, I did a live the other day and I showed my mantle. I painted some hydrangeas for my mantle. So I got a lot of blooms on my mantle. So I'm going to just go very, very simple with my lantern. Now, if I didn't have a lot of stuff on my mantle, I'd make my lantern, a little more special. But I've already got a lot of flowers going on my fireplace, on the mantle, and on the hearth. I've got some pumpkins. I've got some velvet pumpkins that I made, some blue and some orangey gold, and then some real white pumpkins. So I'm going to go kind of simple with this topper. But anyway, I'll just show you that since I brought it out. And I also brought out this little sunflower spray. I think this is still on the website. It could be sold out. It's 29226YW. It's just a 3-flower spray. I brought out a cotton thing, and that is, don't have a number on it. So the rest of what I'm using is really pretty much scrap, and this was a maple leaf spray, and this is like what's left over. So if you just search maple leaf on the website, you would find that. But this is just, this is leftover. I like using up leftover pieces. Carrie's always fussing at me when I do a tutorial about, if I use something that's already sold out or there's not many in stock, that's not always the best thing to do for a tutorial. But I like to use up products that have already been used before or partly used. This is a fall plastic leaf bush, and it has been used, so I don't have the number on it, but it's still on the website too. It's just some kind of a fall grass. And this other is a bittersweet, and there's a bittersweet spray on the website. It may not be this particular one. I have used this one on my porch, like, I know probably 2 seasons. So I always, when I take things off my porch, I pack them up and put them in the attic, and then I get them back out again. So I'm going to use this today because it's kind of light and airy. And like I say, I don't really want to use much for my lantern topper. I've got some leftover ribbon. It was not a whole roll, so I've got some, it's a navy with some white pumpkins and then some more navy blue. And like I say, this is scrap ribbon. So, it's just good to use up your scraps. So I wanted to bring in a little blue because I've got a blue pillow on the couch and I got a blue pumpkin on the hearth. So the first thing I'm going to do, let me get these other things out of the way that I'm not going to use. I'm going to go ahead and cut, and I don't have the stem cutter here, I just have some wire cutters, so bear with me. I'm just going to cut these limbs off of this little bush. And I am probably going to need some heavy wire cutters to cut this. And you know, I should have got my husband to do this before he left. I have some really big handle wire cutters, but I do not see them in front of me. So I know I can't cut that with that. Okay, we have a bush cutter at the shop, at the store that we use, and it is on the website too. And I'm going to have to bring one of those home because you can cut this size stem very easy. That is I want to show it to my iPad. This is a big stem, so what I'm going to do for today, I'm just going to kind of fold that up out of the way. If he was here, I'd get those big wire cutters and get him to cut it for me, but I'm going to have to make do today. So I'm going to use this as a base. So I'm going to take one of the bittersweet and kind of position it on one end, and then I'm going to take another one. I'm going to have to bend that stem also. So I'm just going to have to, you know, bend my stems kind of out of the way for today. But I'm just going to I'm going to put some on one end and some on the other. Now these pieces are wired, so I can, you know, after I get my base made, I can, you know, spread those little limbs out and that kind of thing. So there's another little piece. Let's see if I can cut that off. I didn't even think about that. I should have got him to cut these for me. He's going to check on his mom. Alright, but that will work. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to have, you know, just this is kind of a bare space right here, but it's going to kind of hang off on each side. Now my lantern is going to be sitting on the hearth, so it's going to be front facing. So I'm going to make my decoration just front facing. Depending on where you're going to put your lantern, you may want to view it, you know, from all sides. But for me, for today, this is going to work front facing. So I'm going to take a zip tie and put all these pieces together right here, just to secure it. And you could use floral wire. And if you need to ever get your zip tie real tight, you can always take some needle nose pliers and pull on that a little bit. Now to get it tight, and then snip that end off. Okay. And then, like I say, this is all wired, so I can kind of bend it. It may be a little fuller on one side than it is on the other, but that's okay. So it will kind of sit up there like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of this maple leaf and just go ahead and snip that apart. I'm not going to be using any hot glue on this. You could. Usually when I make things, especially for things here at home, I just like to make things that I can, you know, put together and then take apart easy. So I'll just put, since I've got more bittersweet on this side, I'm going to put this heavier limb on the opposite side. And I could have waited till I got all my limbs attached before I put my zip tie, because I won't have to do another one, but that's okay. Alright, so now I'm going to put another zip tie over all those. See if I can hold all these together. We're having a little bit of cool weather for the last day or two, and we're so proud of it because it's so hot. So let me know what your climate is like. You know, it's so different. I'm so ready for fall, and you know, we even built a fire yesterday on the back porch. Alright, so I'm going to go with that. And I think that's really all I'm going to use. I cut these green pieces. Well, they're stuck together. what? Let me plug in my hot glue. Hang on. Oops. This is my hot glue pan. It's a little small electric skillet. And anyway, let me just plug it in. I was thinking I wasn't going to use that, but I think I will. Okay, I'm sorry, I could have had that ready. Okay, we'll let that be heating up because I think I will use some of this, and you know, just to give it a little more freshness about it. I like the rust colors, so we'll just let that heat up, and I can go ahead and make my bow while I'm waiting. Not a bow. There we go. I'm not going to make a bow. I'm just going to make a loop. This is a 2.5 inch ribbon. Of course, it's wired, and you know, this is not on the website. I know this is left over from last year. And I found it, and there was, you know, 2 or 3 yards left on the roll, so I thought, okay, I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to make a loop, and I'm going to leave my tails, you know, that's probably about 16 or 18 inches, but I'm going to leave them long, then I can cut them, you know, if I want to make them short. And just going to pinch that up and make about a 6 inch loop, about a 6 or 7 inch loop, and twist that so that I'll have tails coming to the front. Let me just cut that off. I know that's too long, but I'll shorten them later. And then I have this. This is a new ribbon for this year, and it is probably still on the website. It's 1.5 inches, and it's got navy and cream and some orange. So I'm gonna just, I don't have a lot. I didn't bring much of that home. So I'm just gonna make a loop with it. Just kind of put it right in front of that. This is going to be a super simple bow. Super simple. And I'm going to put some floral wire. Just going to cut a piece of green floral wire. I think if I use a chenille stem on this, it would show, so I'm not going to. Alright, I'm going to regroup. I'm going to make this tail a little bit shorter because I think I'm going to do that, make it a little bit shorter, and then I'm going to save this little piece right here, and that's what I'm going to use to tie it to the top of my lantern. So I'm just going to take that floral wire just to secure that. Hey, Dana Mae. Dana Mae and Carrie went to school together. I don't know if Carrie's watching or not. Have y'all seen any messages from her? I know they're busy at the warehouse, so she may not have been able to drop in at all. Okay, and my glue is getting warm. So I'm just going to take that, I'm going to go right over where I did the zip tie and secure the loop, and I'm just going to secure it from the back with that same floral wire. Okay, and then I'm going to take the 1.5 inch ribbon, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to go right over that, and I'm going to tie it to the top of my lantern. My ribbon's coming to the front. My sister, did that mess me up? I'm sorry. My sister is in a nursing home in Arkansas, and she calls me every day about... I'm sorry, hang on. She calls me every day about this time, and she thinks that if I don't answer that there's something wrong. So I should have called her and told her I was going to be busy. So she calls back. Y'all just bear with me a second, and just so I can reassure her that there's not anything wrong. Okay, so I'm going to take the green limbs and I'm just going to kind of stick that in a few places. Just a little bit of hot glue. Just kind of spread those leaves and spread that bittersweet out. I think the green will just kind of break up that orange a little bit. Y'all, I've had a busy morning. I'm going to be going out of town in October, and I had to have that gold star, you know, on my license. So if you haven't done that and you're planning on making any trips, you have to get that gold star on your driver's license, or if you have a passport, and I don't have a passport, so. Alright, so I'm just going to cut a little shorter piece here. Kind of have that at the top. This is just a really simple arrangement to do. You know, and that's one thing I like about decorating a lantern is because, you know, if you don't go all out, you know, to decorate your house for a season or anything, you know, you can always just decorate a lantern for just a little spot of seasonal decoration, and just, you know, take it, you know, decorate it and then take it back off in a week or so, and, you know, you're ready to go again. Okay. All right. Let's see, I've got a little bit more bittersweet. I have got bittersweet everywhere this year. I've got it on my mantle. I've got it on my dining table. I just like it. I'm going to do one more little piece and then I'm going to stop. It's hard to find a stopping place, you know. You just want to keep using up your stuff, and first thing you know, you've gotten way more on your project than your intent was to start with. So I don't want to do that. Cut that piece a little bit shorter. No, my sister is in a nursing home in Arkansas, and when, of course, we haven't been able to go see her, you know, since the COVID, of course. So my brother and I, when we did go, we carried her an iPad, and that has just been a godsend for her because she can, you know, she calls me every day. If she doesn't call me, you know, I call her. Sometimes she'll say, well, I was taking a nap and that kind of thing. So, but it has just been a godsend for her. So, not being able to visit folks in the nursing home has just been awful for people. You know, my dad was in the nursing home too, and he died recently, and you just can't help but think that, you know, not being able to visit, you know, contributed to that downfall, that spiraling down. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Let me go ahead and cut my hot glue back off. I'm going to stop right there, okay? And I'm going to finish off the ends of this ribbon. I'm going to dovetail that, and you just fold that and cut it, and that just finishes your ribbon off a little bit. And I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay. Spread that out a little bit, and then, you know, really when I get it on the fireplace, when I get it on the hearth, you know, I can even spread it out, you know, kind of reshape things a little bit. Okay? Well, thanks for dropping in. I'm going to sign off, and we will see you next time. Appreciate y'all watching. And again, we hope you share our link with your friends. And if you haven't liked our page while you're here, be sure and like the page and put check out the notifications and put a check mark on receive notifications. Okay? All right. See you later. Bye-bye.